Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us this evening. My name is Jeff. I'll be your facilitator. We have three institutions this evening presenting for us. We will begin right away with West Virginia University.
Hi, everyone. So my name is Jeremy, and I'm the transfer coordinator for West Virginia University. I am going to go through a presentation about the institution. So at West Virginia University at the Morgantown campus, we have a total of 360 total majors. Out of those 360 total majors, 140 are those your undergraduate majors, so your bachelor's degree. And the rest of those 360 are your master's and PhD level degree programs. They are housed under our 14 Morgantown schools and colleges plus our honors college. And so if you do take a visit to the Morgantown campus and you are talking to someone and they say, oh, your major's under the Eberly College or your major's under the Statler Engineering College, that's just the college that your major is housed under. At the Morgantown campus, we do have three areas of campus. And so we have our downtown campus, and that's also the original campus of WVU. That houses the arts and sciences, business, and media departments. Then we also have our Evansdale area, and that includes agricultural, natural resource and design, creative arts, education and human services, engineering and mineral resources, law, and the physical activity and sports sciences department. And then finally, we do have our health sciences, and so that includes dentistry, medicine, nursing, pharmacy, and public health. We like to say we're a big school with a small school feel. And so we do have a student to faculty ratio of 18:1. 66% of classes are taught by full-time faculty, and then 1 in 3 classes has fewer than 20 students in it. So when you do come to WVU, your first year, your classes may be more than 20 students, but as you get higher up in your junior and senior level, those classes will be 20 or fewer students. And a lot of our professors do cap it at that 20 students because they do like that one-on-one with the students. We are a research-focused institution. We are an R1 research institution. That's the highest designation possible for an institution to have. We are also the only R1 research institution in the state of West Virginia. And so I know when a lot of students think of research, they think of the STEM field, but we are also doing research in other fields such as liberal arts and creative arts. And so you'll be able to work with your professor or another faculty member in your department on a research project that you are interested in. We are a Big 12 school, so all of our sports teams are Division I, and also students get free access to all the sporting events. Except for basketball and football, you do have to enter a lottery, but if you do get picked, you do get free admission. And then most of our sporting events also have a student section. We do have a program called Adventure West Virginia, and they do trips in the summer for students in West Virginia, and it's an outdoor activity trip. There is one specifically for transfer students, and so you'll only be with about 10 to 20 transfer students, but it changes every year, but you may be going camping, doing community service, whitewater rafting, rock climbing. And the cost for that for the entire trip is only $95, and you also get a credit for it. So I know a lot of people ask about financial aid and scholarships. So we do offer transfer scholarships, and I will go over the details on the next slide about the amounts of those transfer scholarships. And so you do have to have a minimum of a 3.0 cumulative GPA, and you do have to have completed at least 12 credit hours after graduating high school. We do accept up to 115 credit hours though. So a little bit about the amounts of the different scholarships. And so if non-resident of West Virginia at that level 1 scholarship, that's a 3.5 to a 4.0 cumulative transfer GPA. You'll get $11,000 per year, and that's good for 8 semesters until you graduate, whichever one you come first. And as long as you maintain a 3.25 here at WVU. The level 2 scholarship, that's a 3.0 to a 3.49, and that is $8,000 per year, and that's again good for 8 semesters until you graduate, whichever comes first. And to keep that scholarship, you just have to keep a 2.75 at WVU. So as long as you keep those renewal GPAs, that scholarship renews every year. The other nice thing is, say that you are looking to transfer for fall 2021, you send in your application and your transcript, and you have a 3.4 GPA, and then once we get your spring semester grades, you've bumped up to that 3.5, we'll bump you up from the level 2 to the level 1 scholarship. And like I said, I am the transfer program coordinator at WVU, and so here's my contact information. And so feel free to email me with any questions you may have about transferring. Also, if you have any questions about transfer credit, we do have a website, transfercredit.wvu.edu. You can access our TESS system, which is our transfer equivalency system, just to see how your credits will transfer, and also how to read degree works, how your credits will transfer, the credits we accept, and stuff like that. And then general transfer questions that just if you want an update on your application, if we received your transcript, and if you need to send us your transcript electronically, you can send it to that email address. And then finally, I just want to reach out to us on social media, follow us on social media as we post a lot of events and updates and virtual admissions events that are happening throughout the year. And with that, and again, if you have any questions, just feel free to email me.
Thanks so much, Jeremy. Next up, we have Jalen with Western Carolina University.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Jayla Montgomery, and I'm an Assistant Director of Transfer Admissions here at Western. So here at Western, we are located in Cullowhee, North Carolina, our slice of heaven in the valley of the Blue Ridge Mountains. We are about an hour west of Asheville. We have more than 12,000 students, average class size of 25 with a 17-to-1 student to faculty ratio, and we're located on 600 wonderful acres of land for our students to explore. We also offer over 120 different majors and minors with the average entering GPA of a 3.9 for incoming freshman students, and then the average GPA for transfer students of a 3.0. We hold accreditations both regionally and nationally, as well as 21 special accreditations. Here at Western, we have over 170 student organizations, 50 plus club and intramural sports, as well as the past few years, we have been voted the #1 outdoor adventure college, as well as we're home to 20 plus Greek life fraternities and sororities. We also are a Division I school, so we do have 16 Division I teams, as well as the national award-winning Pride of the Mountains marching band, which we are 500 members strong, and we are the biggest and the baddest band in the land. So here at Western, like I mentioned earlier, we have 120 plus degrees, minors and concentrations. We also have 6 different colleges. So the colleges of Arts and Science, Education and Allied Professions, Fine and Performing Arts, Business, Engineering and Technology, and our Health and Human Services Sciences as well. We're also home to the UNC System's largest and longest running residential honors college, which is home to more than 1,300 students. As well as every year, we have been voted in the top 10 for the number of research projects accepted by the National Conference of Undergraduate Research. Here at Western, we like to tell students to build your community is to get involved. So you can attend activities hosted by our Black Student Union or our BSU, as well as join the Latinx Appreciation Student Organization. And you can get involved with these organizations through our Office of Intercultural Affairs, our ICA, or get involved with our international programs and services. And here at Western, we are one of the 3 North Carolina Promises schools in the UNC system. So the NC Promise aims to reduce cost and tuition. So in-state students, your tuition will be $500 for both semesters, so $1,000 per the year. On top of your fee, books are already included. Your room and meal plan, you'll pay a little over $15,000. Out-of-state students, your tuition will be $5,000, so $2,500 for both semesters. On top of your fees, books, room and meal plan, you'll pay a little over $19,000. So still affordable to get that high quality education. Here at Western, we also offer distance learning. We've been voted number 7 nationally in their top 30 online colleges for both affordability and excellence. So we offer the birth to kindergarten education, business administration and law, criminal justice, emergency disaster management, emergency medical care, entrepreneurship, and nursing. For the RN to BSN. In-state students, you'll pay a little over $53.88. Out-of-state students, you will pay a little over $189 per credit hour. To talk about admissions and applications, in order to transfer to WCU, you must have fulfilled the high school MER, so the minimum eligibility requirements. Unless you're over the age of 21 years old, you have completed more than 24 hours of college coursework, or you've earned an associate's degree or a bachelor's degree, competitive college performance of a minimum 2.2 GPA, the average entering GPA of a 3.0, and at least 12 college hours, and recommended for more in terms of competitiveness. So in order to apply, we will need your WCU transfer application, pay the application fee. We also offer waivers. So if you are the recipient of a federal Pell Grant, or if you demonstrate significant financial hardship, you can submit official documentation required for the verification purposes. Also, we will need all of your official transcripts from the schools you've either attended or enrolled in, as well as your official high school transcript and SAT scores. And these documents can be waived if you're over the age of 21 or if you've completed more than 24 hours of college coursework. If you have further questions, or if you would like to be connected with a transfer counselor here at Western, here's our contact information. So you may email us or call us directly, as well as send in some information to our university. But like I said, and you can also connect with us on our social media, but as well as contact us through email or phone call. And I'm Jayla Montgomery. So if you have other questions, you're more than welcome to reach out to me.
Thanks so much, Jalen. Appreciate that. Final university of the evening, we have William and Mary with John David.
Hi there, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm super excited to be sharing William and Mary with you all this evening. For those of you who don't know, I will let me see, sorry, just making sure this is presenting correctly. All right, for those of you who don't know, William and Mary was founded in 1693 via royal charter from King William and Queen Mary. That makes us about 327 years old, making us the second oldest institution in the nation. And although Harvard claims a lot of firsts from us, there's still a lot of firsts that we claim for ourselves. We were the first university when we added the first law school. We had the first modern languages department, which is still in full swing, including fully immersive language housing. We had the first honors fraternity, Phi Beta Kappa, which is still in full swing here at William and Mary. And our personal favorite, we had the first honor code, which is not to lie, cheat, or steal in our personal or academic lives. And I think this truly sets the type of tone that you will encounter when you transfer to William and Mary. We are an academic institution that truly values that wholehearted pursuit of knowledge, and that academic integrity portion is important. But at the same time, we want you to carry that integrity into your personal lives as well, and create a community here at William and Mary where students can feel comfortable and confident pursuing their own educational journeys and academic interests, and feel the support and love of their kind of coworkers, fellow students, fellow faculty members, and things like that to make sure that they're getting the most of their educational journey here at William and Mary. Just to kind of give you some context, we like to consider ourselves to be a little bit of like a Goldilocks of schools in terms of size and things like that. With that 6,300 undergraduate student population, you're going to walk around campus and it's going to feel a lot like a small private liberal arts school. You'll see some familiar faces. You'll feel popular walking around campus because you'll see people you know, and it's kind of nice to feel like you're making this community a little bit feel more like a home. At the same time, we're going to have the opportunities and resources of a huge public research university, because that's what we are here in Virginia as well. With over 40 majors and minors, we have over 80% of our students participating in undergraduate research, and 1/3 of those students are actually published during their time at William and Mary, which means that you're really going to have the opportunity to build those connections and really take advantage of all of the undergraduate professional networking opportunities and actual kind of professional skill building opportunities that you can during your undergraduate career. One thing that I like to mention is that here in Virginia, we do meet 100% of demonstrated financial need for Virginia residents, which is awesome. And we often come out being the cheapest public university in Virginia for Virginia residents who are Pell eligible. And so I think that's really something amazing to consider when you're considering William and Mary. In terms of kind of what you're looking at in terms of your academic experiences, I already mentioned that research piece, but we do have an amazing student to faculty ratio of 11:1. Beyond that, I always like to mention that our average class size is pretty amazing too. I break it down further than that by saying that here at William and Mary, only 4% of your classes will have over 100 students. Our biggest lecture hall is 125 seats, and so you'll never have a class that's bigger than that. 86% of our classes will have less than 40 students, and 50% of our classes will have less than 20. So you're really gonna have the opportunity to build up those close and personal relationships with your professors, where you can feel like you're really making the most of your time here. They'll know you by name. They'll be able to help you write with reference letters, recommendation letters, or actually using their professional experiences because they are experts in their fields to help you with internships and professional networking opportunities from the Career Center as well. Beyond that, we are the #1 university for studying abroad. About 70% of our students will study abroad during their time at William and Mary, which is super exciting. We've had students study abroad on all 7 continents. And yes, that includes Antarctica. I always like to mention that we had a student study abroad in the Arctic Ocean, studying the changes in fish migration patterns due to the rising ocean temperatures. I think it's just so cool that we have William and Mary students as undergraduates kind of on the forefront of those real kind of climate change research opportunities right now. Beyond that, I know that when you're not partaking in kind of those in-classroom opportunities, you're going to want to be building community outside the classroom as well. That's why we're super excited to have nearly 500 clubs and organizations here at William and Mary. Just for some comparison, the Ohio State University is about the same number of clubs and organizations, but they have 6 times as many students as we do. That's not throwing any shade at OSU. They're doing a great job, but it is to say that we have kind of an absurd number of clubs and organizations, but I think it speaks to the diverse interests of our kind of student body and how William and Mary really encourages students to pursue those interdisciplinary interests outside the classroom as well, because we recognize that a lot of kind of intellectual growth and stimulation during your college years can come from the experiences you have outside the classroom as well. So we love being able to kind of foster those experiences and being able to provide a lot of opportunities for students to take on those leadership roles and build community around areas that they feel like they can find like-minded students who kind of have the same passions and interests. So you see these things forming around along the lines of like Nerf Club, the Knitting Club, the Crocheting Club. But then at the same time, you'll see pre-professional programs like the Pre-Med Club, the Pre-Vet Club, the Blacksmithing Guild that actually trains with Colonial Williamsburg blacksmithers. But then also kind of religious groups, cultural groups, political identity groups, in order to make sure that you can fill these communities and make William and Mary feel like a home, not just a place that you're studying. In terms of holistic review process and the kind of admission guidelines, William and Mary will look at anything and everything in terms of your application, just to make sure that we're understanding the context of your situation and making the most equitable decision as possible. In terms of transfer students, in general, a competitive transfer application is going to have a strong kind of liberal arts background from either your most recent college coursework or have that strong record from high school as well. In general, this is going to look like a 3.5 GPA. About 80% of our accepted transfer students have above a 3.5 GPA. So that's something important to remember. Beyond that, it's really making sure that you're taking those foreign languages, those college level math, a college level science, and a 200 level English, just to demonstrate those kind of transferability things and making sure that you're ready to study at any university, regardless of what kind of those educational expectations are. We are a test optional university, regardless of how long you've been out of school. We do not want you feeling if you have to add that additional stressor of going through the standardized testing situation right now. We understand that you have a lot on your plate. And we don't want to be adding any additional stressors by having this exam when we know it's not the best predictor of college success anyway. Beyond that, you can feel free to reach out to your transfer deans and kind of talk to them through the application process, through transferring to William and Mary and what your educational goals are. You can sit in on one of our William and Mary transfer days, which is available for registration through our website. And you can also just sit on any one of our other virtual visit opportunities right now to learn more about William and Mary, our programs, and our community. In terms of guaranteed admission agreements, if you find yourself to be a Virginia resident, you can take part in one of our guaranteed admission pathways through the Virginia Community College system. If you're an out-of-state student and you're currently in high school or looking to kind of start soon, we do have a guaranteed admissions pathway for students on the waitlist as a freshman student. However, if that's kind of a niche group, but if you have any questions about that, please feel free to reach out to William and Mary about those things. But other than that, Thank you all so much for listening. This is kind of our general email address here at William & Mary admission@wm.edu. You can feel free to reach out to them with any general questions. We also have another email address, transfer@wm.edu. Each one works. Each one, your questions will get routed to the right person. And so we're happy to be able to answer any questions that you have about William & Mary or about the application process. We're here to be resource and advocates for you all throughout this process. So best of luck with the transferring, and keep William & Mary in mind. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much, JD. Well, everybody, thank you so much for joining us this evening. I want to thank, of course, West Virginia University, Western Carolina University, and William & Mary for presenting this evening. Wish you all the best in your college decision and stay safe. Have a great night. Bye-bye.